G20 Tourism Conference is going on Srinagar, Kashmir, and the paradise of India. So the theme of this conference is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and that means the whole earth in one place. We are living in one world, one place. So Modi government deserves compliment for successful G20 meeting in Kashmir, Srinagar. It will definitely help the international tourists to visit Kashmir and other parts of India. So today's topic for Think Tank India's discussion is importance of Indian culture and tradition in Latin America. Before starting, I'd like to inform you that the University of Pontifical Catholic University in Peru, a session going to organize on Indian Studies 2023 by Center for Oriental Studies PUCP and Latin American Association for Asian and African Studies. And for this, that is on 23rd May to 25th May. And today's discussion on Think Tank India, we have a very special guest, Professor Manuel Ato-Carrera, who is ME in Buddhist Studies, Philosophy, Comparative Religions at Nalanda University, Rajgir, India. And he is doctoral candidate in Philosophy and Religions at the School of Oriental and African Studies, University of London, and professor at the Center for Oriental Studies in the Pontifical Catholic University in Peru. So, Professor Manuel, welcome to our channel, Think Tank India.
Thank you so much for having me. Nice to see you.
Welcome to our channel. So, my first question is to you that why you are going to organize a conference on Indian topic in your university?
Yes, actually, we have been doing this for several years already, and once a year we have these sessions on Indian studies at our university, the Pontifical Catholic University of Peru, and this has been going on at least since 1989, I believe. Our Center for Oriental Studies at our university is already 35 years old. So the founder of our Center for Oriental Studies at the Pontifical Catholic University of Peru was a Peruvian Indologist, Jose Leon Herrera. Dr. Leon Herrera, he studied Sanskrit when he was a young student in Peru, and then he got the chance to follow further studies in Indology in France, in Germany, and later on in India as well. He went to Banaras Hindu University, to Madras University. I'm speaking about the 60s, the 70s. And so when he came back to Peru, he started a course on Oriental philosophy, and of course, his course was devoted to Indian philosophy. So later on, he founded this Center for Oriental Studies in our university. And since the late 80s, we've been having these conferences every year on Indian studies. And so Dr. Leon Herrera sadly passed away 2 years ago. So now all of his disciples are continuing this task of promoting Indian culture at our universities and at a very academic level. I would say we try to keep it on that format. For the Spanish-speaking students, nowadays we have the internet tool, so we can reach not only Peruvian students, but also students all in Latin America that are interested in Indian culture.
Okay. So, why India is attracting the whole world now? What do you think?
Well, nowadays, definitely India has an important role in the worldwide culture, and so every country in Latin America is quite interested about the role that India plays in international relations. But to understand the role of India in the world, you need to know the foundations of the culture. And it's a very diverse culture. There are so many traditions that India has embraced from many, many years ago. So we are quite interested in not only what India has to offer in the modern world, but also how India became to be this huge fountain source of culture, traditions, religions, philosophy that has nurtured not only Asian culture, but nowadays it also nurtures Western culture and global culture. Nowadays, you can find yoga studies, yoga practitioners all around the world. You can find Hindu devotion in many Western communities. You can find Buddhist meditation practices in the West. So these are ways of engaging with Indian culture from a Western perspective, of course. And also, if you think about the global economy, India has certainly a big role to play nowadays and in the future. So I think for many reasons, there are different ways to engage with Indian culture. And in our university, we're quite interested in approaching all of these aspects of the role of India in the modern world.
Okay. So, why is it important of Indian Sanatani culture to the Latin America, Latino America?
Well, in Latin America, it's happening the same phenomena that it's going on in Europe and in North America. We are having a large number of people interested in different aspects of Indian culture, Indian religion, Indian spirituality. And these are small communities, I would say, in Latin America, but they keep on going. They are slowly growing. And there are different dimensions of commitment. You can find many yoga practitioners in the West that mainly engage with yoga as a physical discipline, right? But there are also the ones who find it who find a deeper connection with this type of practice in a spiritual level, in a philosophical level. So this is a common phenomena in the West, and it's also happening in Latin America. We can find different types of practitioners, communities that are very much interested in Indian history, Indian spirituality, Indian religions, Indian philosophy. So we, of course, as a university, don't are in we are not engaged in a devotional way with these traditions, but we are certainly very much interested in the philosophy behind the traditions, the history, the language behind these ancient traditions. And of course, if you're a philosopher, you must be not only interested in what the Greeks did many centuries ago, what the Germans, the French, and Europe has produced for the global culture, but you should also be interested in what happened in the other half of the world, what happened in Indian culture, what happened in Chinese philosophy as well. So we're quite very interested in all of those aspects nowadays.
Okay. So, what is your expectation from our current government and particularly from our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji?
Well, we don't have a political affiliation, but definitely when we see modern India, we see such a diverse country, and we would hope that the interest that the current prime minister has put on the propagation of Hindu culture, yoga studies at the highest level of government. We would like to see how far can that go in the sense of offering this bliss of Indian culture to the world and offering it in all of its diversity and all of the traditions that India has embraced for many years, for centuries, for millennia. We would be so grateful if all of those traditions could be available for all over the world at the highest level of government. We certainly appreciate the interest of the current government to promote Indian culture abroad.
Okay. So, Manuel, my last question is to you. How we can strengthen the cultural bonding between Peru and India?
Actually, this year
I
we
think in the
celebrate.
Peru,
Yes, actually, this year we are celebrating
Pe-
60 years of Peruvian-Indian relations, diplomatic relations, right? Formal relations from government to government. So actually, we have a very good relationship with the Indian embassy here in Peru. It has been like that for many, many years. And these days, we are expecting the arrival of a new ambassador to Lima. We were hoping that he would arrive this month. Apparently, he's going to be arriving next month. So we hope that this anniversary could be an occasion to strengthen the relationships between our two countries and keep thinking about common projects for our future.
okay. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving your time and coming to our channel, and we are thankful to you for your enlightened talk. So we will again invite you our channel Think Tank India, and hope you will promote our conference, this webinar. Today is the webinar, and thank you so much.
Thank
And
you. Thank you so much for having me. And yes, we are starting these conferences today. They will go on for 3 days at the Center for Oriental Studies, Centro de Estudios Orientales in Spanish at the Pontifical Catholic University of Peru. These are mainly organized for a Spanish-speaking audience, but still, I would try to incorporate for the future other conferences that can have also Indian scholars as well that can teach us in English, of course, and we can translate the conference into Spanish. So thank you again for the opportunity.
okay, thank you so much, and hope your conference going well, and best of luck for conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Namaste.
so much.